about 9 o'clock on the nose. If you are just now joining us, first of all, good morning to you. Wondering why we are in extended coverage this morning and why the Today Show is not on. Andrew, that's because we are under a winter storm warning. It's a big deal here in the Mid-South.
No question about it. We're in our 6th hour of this extended coverage right now. It continues to change when it comes to the precipitation that we're seeing falling right now. We're dealing with a lot of sleet. Meteorologist Brittany Bryant's been tracking it for us. Hey, Brittany.
Good morning. We've started off with all snow, which was great. It looked really pretty out there, but then we saw a changeover to a mixture of sleet and snow. Once you get that ice mixing in, that sleet, that's when things can get really dangerous. This is a live look in Oxford, Mississippi, and we've had near whiteout conditions from Memphis all the way south into Oxford. That heavy snow and sleet have been pushing through here. So we're going to keep that snow in place for quite a while. This is just the very beginning of it. First alert Doppler 5 radar showing that sleet snow mixture for all of West Tennessee and eastern Arkansas, most of North Mississippi. Now we're actually seeing a little bit more sleet where you see this dark purple color here down towards Ripley, Mississippi and into Corinth and Selmer. But that mixture of sleet and snow has been impacting Shelby County and DeSoto County for about an hour now. So if you can stay inside, please do that. As that ice starts to accumulate, that sleet on top of the snow, that'll be dangerous, especially on 240, 40 and down into North Mississippi along 55. And especially on those side roads, those can be especially dangerous because those have not been plowed or treated. The First Alert Doppler 5 radar actually picking up on a lot of moisture off towards Little Rock and down south through Texas, and that's what that moisture is, where that moisture is coming from, and why I'm saying it's going to last for several more hours. Those north winds gusting 23 miles per hour in Memphis, 22 in Dyersburg. I'm not sure exactly what blizzard conditions are defined as by the National Weather Service here, but we're pretty close to that with blowing snow and some strong north winds. 11 degrees in Memphis, but the wind chill, because of that wind I was just showing you, is 6 below zero. Feeling like 1 below zero in Holly Springs, and feeling like 9 degrees right now in Corinth. Snow with us through the morning into early afternoon. So through at least noon today, you'll have heavy snow, but I'm thinking probably by around 10 or 11 a.m. you'll get that changeover from a sleet snow mixture to all snow here across the Mid-South. So it'll be snowy through the afternoon. This is 3 o'clock today. We'll start to see some of that clearing out in areas like Helena, down towards Clarksdale and Tunica, but notice it's still snowing in West Tennessee and Northeast Mississippi all the way through 3 o'clock today. By 6 o'clock, that heavy snow finally pushes off to the east, but we could still see a few flurries here even through late tonight and into early tomorrow. So how much snow are we going to get? 5 to 9 inches. I know that seems like a pretty big spread, but that's because you have that sleet mixed in. If you get more sleet, you're going to be on the lower end for the snowfall totals. If you don't see much, like Blytheville and Dyersburg has mostly been seeing snow this morning, then you're going to be closer to that 9-inch mark. And then northeast Mississippi from Lafayette County going into Ripley and Alcorn County, you're probably going to be around 3 to 5 inches of snow, but that's still a lot. That north wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour, a high temperature only at 15 degrees, but your wind chill will be below zero all day today. And then look at this overnight low temperature. This is going to be a record-breaking overnight low of just 4 degrees tonight. Tomorrow it's not going to feel much better, though thankfully the winds won't be as aggressive tomorrow. We'll only hit 18 degrees. So this is not melting tomorrow. It's not going to melt Wednesday or Thursday. By this weekend, by Saturday afternoon, we finally get temperatures up into the 40s. So that's when the ice and snow will start to melt away.
Heading out the door this morning, yes, it is pretty to sit back at home and watch, or from the 1960 Union Avenue studio. But for those drivers who are out on the roadways, they need extra time. That is 240 there around Quince, 385 Poplar Avenue. Yeah, not a lot of people out and about. And speaking of not a lot of people out and about, heading towards Valhalla, Mississippi this morning, I-269 north there at Interstate 22. One driver and then the camera froze. That's how cold the temperatures are right now. Single digits and freezing the cameras. As I pull up the map, because we have that snow with a layer of ice as well, you probably will not be able to really make out many of the lanes as you're heading out. But the bridges and overpasses, those elevated areas, could also have some slick spots as well. So remember, if you get stuck, the best thing to do is try to keep your wheels as straight as possible and don't spin them. The next thing, if you're going up an incline, going up a hill, get that momentum and then avoid hitting the gas pedal. These are just some of those tips that you really need to know if you have to be on the roadway this morning. And if your car skids, steer in the direction that you want your car to go. That is the best advice that I can give you. And listen, Memphis police have also given some advice as well by implementing their inclement weather crash policy. And that means if you were involved in an accident, no injuries have been reported, make sure you exchange information with your fellow driver. You want to get everyone's name. You want to make sure that you take plenty of pictures of the damage, if there's any. And of course, you get that insurance information, the tag information as well. And within the next 5 days, you report that to Memphis police. Both drivers need to do that. A heads up, if you are going to be out on the roadways. I have a drive-up pickup that I'm supposed to pick up today. I think I'll wait until midweek to pick it up. Be careful if you have to head out.
All right, Janine, those are some great driving tips on some of those bridges and overpasses in this kind of weather. Certainly sleet making it brutal out there on the roadways. Let's go now to WMC Action News 5's Jessica Jaglois. She is live there at Shelby Farms Park this morning. Give us an update on what's happening over there. Hey, Jessica, what's happening?
Hey, Andrew, well, we just had to stop, and we're just outside Shelby Farms Park. We're driving around, checking the road conditions. They are still bad. But I'll tell you who is not cold out here, and that's the buffalo. About 15 buffalo here at Shelby Farms Park. The park itself is closed, so it is closed at this time. However, Shelby Farms wants everyone to know that the mostly female herd here is very warm. Their fur is very warm. It's a great insulator. They are used to this type of weather. They will be okay. They are weathering this storm well. However, of course, humans, we don't have that type of fur. We don't have that type of insulation. So we have to be very careful. So Shelby Farms Park is closed. We're on Farm Road. If we could have photojournalist Mike Moore turn around, you can see that there's just very few people here on Farm Road. We're just again outside Shelby Farms Park. So this is a very bare farm road, as you can see. A few people, we saw this sedan here stop. And so I think that this driver might be having a little trouble. We'll make sure to stop and make sure they're okay. Of course, in weather like this, it's always good to have a go bag in your car in case you cannot drive anymore, in case you need to walk, in case you need to stay in your car for a little while. So hand warmers, feet warmers, water, snacks, blankets, perhaps even a pillow. These are all great things to keep in your car when we're experiencing this type of weather. So yes, it looks like this person's having a little bit of trouble. It looks like they're gonna have to walk somewhere. So we'll make sure we'll check on them. But right now we're live outside Shelby Farms Park. The sleet is really coming down. You can feel that wind whipping against us. And so of course, really treacherous out here, very dangerous. But again, big juxtaposition as far as what the buffalo are experiencing. Let's send it back to you all.
Great day to be a buffalo, Jessica. Thank you. If we only had that type of insulation as humans, we don't. If you're outside, it's terrible. It's nasty. You don't want to be out there. Our Chris Luther, though, he's weathering the storm as well. Let's get over to him now. Chris, you've been in DeSoto County all morning long, and it is just a mess out there, right?
Hey, Joy, I'm officially requesting a raise for being out in these conditions because it's gotten a lot worse, let me tell you. The sleet is coming fast. The wind is really pushing it. So if I turn to the north, it's hard to keep my eyes open because it's coming sideways. Let's give you a quick look at the road conditions here on Goodman Road in South Haven. Oh, look, there's that ambulance. Hope everyone's doing okay. Dangerous conditions, a good reminder, very dangerous conditions out here. The sleet is coming down hard and the road is very covered. Now we've seen the conditions out here just on Goodman Road get a lot worse. It's covered and it's hard to see. There isn't a lot of visibility out there, so you're not seeing as far down in front of you as you used to, so things can sneak up on you. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. And let me show you, we've been talking about the visibility, but this is something else you need to be worried about, the ice. Take a look at this pole here. This side, it's not icy. On the north side of this pole, completely covered in ice, and that's because the wind is pushing that ice against this pole non-stop. One side completely covered in ice, one side not. Pretty amazing stuff here. And you're gonna be seeing this around the Mid-South. There's gonna be ice in some places, and it's gonna be not icy in other places. You know, we're having a little bit of fun here and there, but it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous, period. You gotta be careful. I'm not gonna lick this pole like Christmas Story. although it's very tempting out here. It's cold, be careful, drive carefully, stay at home if you can. We're not moving around, we're kind of staying in one spot here because we don't feel comfortable even driving. But so that's gotta tell you something, right? Live in South Haven, Chris Luther, WMC Action News 5.
All right, Chris, love that Christmas Story reference there. Yeah, we don't want you to do that. We don't triple dog dare you. Let's go over now to Ariana Poindexter. Speaking of A Christmas Story, Ariana, this is kind of reminding us of that winter wonderland that Mid-Southerners want to see when it's Christmas time. The problem is it's not Christmas. We don't necessarily want to see it today, but it's here. Good morning.
Yeah, 100%, Joy. It does look beautiful. It does look like a winter wonderland, but it's not. I don't know. I just 100% would not recommend. Stay home if you can. My lips are literally, my cheeks, everything is, it's an experience. All right, I'm going to tell you where we are right now because we are covering all of downtown, and so we have switched things up a bit. So if you could take a look, I don't know if you could tell, but this is actually the Hernando de Soto Bridge, that iconic M Bridge, and it is very low visibility. You can barely see the arches there from where we are standing. And again, as beautiful as we keep saying this is just a reminder of how serious these conditions are out here because it is very low visibility. This is a very high bridge, and we know that bridges and overpasses can be some of the first to ice and can be very slick. So please, if you do not have to get on these bridges, if you don't have to get on the roads at all, please don't. Stay inside. If you do have to get out, of course, take it very, very slow. I will tell you, we also have seen our first snow plow in the area. I just saw one driving around the downtown area. And then as you can see, there are a couple of cars here. They are driving very slow, which again, if you have to be out, I do recommend that. Also over here is the Bass Pro Pyramid. And again, very low visibility. You can barely see that. So again, a lot of iconic places here in downtown Memphis are seemingly unrecognizable because of the conditions out here. I will tell you, it did seem as though the sleet was letting up a little bit. But again, we will continue covering these conditions here in downtown Memphis. Please stay inside if you can. It is uncomfortably cold. Stay inside, bundle up, watch a movie, drink some hot cocoa. Don't come outside. I'm going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
Good advice, Ariana. And again, helping you with the bright side of all of this. Look at these little kiddos here. They're doing what you do when it's winter weather and you got some ice out there, ice skating and having some fun. Andrew, you know, this really helps us as journalists tell the story of what's going on out there.
Oh, yeah. Our viewers are the eyes and ears of so much of the Mid-South. That was Tony Pugh sending those pictures of the kids skating around. This looks like a different shot here from the Mid-South, and it doesn't matter where you are, it is snowing, sleeting. We are going to be dealing with this for quite a bit of time here, downtown Memphis. More Action News 5 right after this. .13 is the time on a Monday, 9 degrees. It's been that way, 8 and 9 degrees all morning long since we began at 4 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, we got you covered. We have team coverage all across the Mid-South. Want to take you over now to the natural state, West Memphis, Arkansas. That is where we find our Kelly Roberts. Kelly, that wind has been relentless on you all morning long. How are the conditions now?
Yeah, Joy, that's what I wanted to mention right off the bat. I heard as people in other areas say some things are kind of letting up. Here in West Memphis, the wind has just gotten so strong that it's just kind of whipping what's falling right now just everywhere. I mean, even when I'm walking, I mean, it's kind of getting control of me, kind of pushing me around. So I am right by I-40, and also I almost slipped, so it's icy. I'm by I-40, the on-ramp and off-ramp at State Road 191, and it really has become snow-covered. I want to really turn it around. Whew, this is really coming down, and the wind again is tough. So visibility there on the interstate, it is still decreasing here in West Memphis. So that's what you really have to be careful about getting on and off and driving on the interstate. You can barely see those semi trucks going by. That's how bad the visibility has gotten. Here, I'm just in a parking lot off State Road 191, and it's all snow. It's getting really deep, but it's ice underneath. Again, I'm trying to kind of show you guys the ice, but I keep slipping. So that's really what these off-roads kind of look like too. So this is right off the interstate. I mean, it's completely snow covered. And even on that overpass there, a lot of people are coming on and off that overpass to get onto the interstate, and you know that you really have to cover those areas. So again, I am here in West Memphis. The sleet is still falling. It is absolutely freezing, and the wind is almost unbearable. So stay inside, stay off the roads if you can. So reporting live in West Memphis, Kelly Roberts, WMC Action News 5.
And taking that breath right away from you. All right, Kelly, stay safe out there. Let's go now live to Justin Smith. He is with the DeSoto County Sheriff's Department. And Justin, good morning to you. Want to talk a little bit about what's going on. I just asked our team of meteorologists, Spencer and Brittany are in studio with me now, and I wanted to quick check with them to see what's going on in your neck of the woods. I heard all bad things. Sleet, snow, it's like really bad wind chill there. Is that what you're experiencing as well where you are?
Absolutely. We're in Hernando right now, and yes, it looks like heavy sleet with light snow mixed in. The roads are all covered up. You can't tell what lane you're traveling in, and it's getting slick.
All right, so with that, I know you're with the Sheriff Department. Let me ask you, any accidents that you guys have heard about now that your guys are working or anything? Hopefully not.
The Sheriff's Department right now has not been fielding any calls for accidents, fortunately. I'm certain the cities are, but I can't speak on their behalf.
Okay.
But no, we've been fortunate so far.
Okay, that's good. Hopefully that means that everybody has been listening to us and the authorities to stay at home and off the roads. Anything else that you can share, any insight from your perspective about how residents there in DeSoto County, I mean, we know you're getting the brunt of it. Anything you want to pass along other than what we've been saying about, how to keep safe in all this?
Yeah, just please be considerate and be mindful that if you're going out sightseeing in this, you're putting yourself and people that have to be out here at risk. And we just ask people, please just be adults about this and stay at home and enjoy it from the comfort of your home.
All right. Enjoying it safely is what it's all about. Well, Justin, we appreciate you giving us that information there in DeSoto County, and you stay safe out there as well.
Thank you.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. And, we're talking a lot about the sleet and snow across the Mid-South. And you can see it on Doppler radar right now. It's extending now from Dyersburg all the way to the south down toward Oxford. And as we take a look and show you what's going on, it looks like my mic was off. So let's see if we can do that now. Can you hear me? Everybody hear me okay?
We got you now.
Now you got me. Okay, now we're here. All right, now we can talk. Good morning. Hey, we're now we can talk about this snow and sleet, because here's the deal. There's a reason why we're seeing this snow and sleet across the Mid-South and not just all snow. Here's a look, and you can see it extending from portions of Shelby County down to the south, and it's getting heavier down toward Marks and Batesville. So those areas seeing the heaviest precipitation right now, and it's all moving off to the north and to the east. Now, here's what I want to talk about, because a lot of folks are asking questions on social media about why is it sleet and not just all snow, especially when you have temperatures in the single digits. Well, we've got this little warm air layer aloft that is keeping this sleet a little bit longer. So the longer it stays sleet, the less snow we get. However, we've still got a lot of precipitation on the way to the Mid-South. So this is still a long event to go, and this will likely change over to all snow at some point for most areas. With more on what's happening out there right now, let's check in with meteorologist Brittany Bryant.
Yeah, you're right, Spencer. We've had that sleet and snow pretty much continuing all morning long. We've had that sleet mixed in. 3 to 9 inches of pure snow is going to be possible through tonight. We're probably going to be on this lower end, just depending on how long the sleet continues. But the more sleet you have, as Spencer mentioned, the lower those snowfall totals will be. The last time we had 5 inches of pure snow here in the Mid-South was back in 2010. We had almost 8 inches back in 1988. So it's definitely been a while since we had that much snow around here. So 5 to 9 inches expected for most of West Tennessee and eastern Arkansas Arkansas. Again, I'm expecting Shelby County, DeSoto County to probably be closer to 5 or 6 inches, with up towards Dyersburg and Blytheville where they've had more snow, probably closer to that 8 or 9 inch mark, while areas like northeast Mississippi from Oxford, Ripley into Corinth, 3 to 5 inches. It's windy and it is cold out there. You might want to wait until tomorrow to go out and play in the snow if you can, because it won't be as windy tomorrow. Right now, winds are gusting out of the northwest at 28 miles per hour, about 20 miles per hour in Tunica and in Wynne. And winds will be 20 to 30 miles per hour, pretty much continuing through this afternoon. They'll die down slightly tonight to around 15 miles per hour, around 9 or 10 o'clock this evening. But you'll still have a wind chill because of that wind all the way through late tonight. So it's 10 degrees in Memphis. It feels like 8 below zero, feels like 5 below in Brownsville. Check out Helena and Tunica. Feels like 8 below zero there. I don't know if I've ever said that below zero that many times here in the Mid-South. But check out how long this is going to last today. First Alert Futurecast. Everywhere where you see this purple blue color, it depends on how you have the color setting is on your TV. But all of this is snow. It should switch over to all snow within the next hour, which is good news because the more sleet we have, the worse those roads are going to be. Once you have sleet on top of snow, those plows have a hard time clearing that. We'll probably still see a little bit of sleet mixed in though for Corinth and maybe even into Selmer through noon. After that, all snow through the rest of the afternoon. 3 o'clock here, all of West Tennessee, eastern Arkansas, northeast Mississippi, still seeing snow. So we're talking now, it's 9:21, all the way through 3 o'clock this afternoon. That is a long time with cold weather and snow falling for that snow to accumulate. That's why those totals are so high. By 7 o'clock tonight, we're going to kick that snow out of here finally. But I still think we might see a few flurries even through late tonight, but that should be so light that it won't necessarily cause any higher accumulation. Look at these overnight lows tonight. These are not wind chills. These are your actual temperatures this evening. 4 degrees in Memphis, 1 degree in Ripley, 2 degrees in Alamo. This is dangerous. Do not leave pets outside tonight. If you haven't already checked your pipes to make sure that the spigots are covered up outside of your house, definitely leave your faucets dripping this evening. This is extreme cold that we do not normally see here in the Mid-South, record-breaking in fact. 0 degrees in Tunica tonight, 2 degrees in Batesville, 3 degrees in Ashland overnight, 4 in Olive Branch, and we will have actual temperatures about 1 or 2 degrees below zero this evening in eastern Arkansas. This is not going to melt probably till this weekend. So that's why we're saying that you could be stuck in your house and dealing with dangerous driving conditions for several days. 18 degrees tomorrow. We're in the upper 20s on Wednesday and Thursday. So your First Alert 7-day forecast showing below freezing temperatures all the way through Friday. Here's the thing about Wednesday and Thursday. Notice we have a 60% chance of a wintry mix. That's sleet and snow that's going to be falling probably starting early Wednesday and continuing all the way through late Thursday night. We could see another 3 to 4 inches of ice and snow midweek, but by Saturday afternoon, we finally get up to around 40 degrees. We'll be back with more weather and another check of traffic right after the break.
All right, 9:29 is the time on a Monday. It has been a busy Monday. Joy Redmond.
Yes, it is. We are using our smiles and our happiness to try to warm us up because there's nothing warm about outside. Let's get over to meteorologist Spencer Denton. Lots of sleep you got, Spencer, so that means we're ready to put you all the way to work.
Let's go.
This morning we have had lots of sleet coming down, and you can see different colors on the map this morning, and you can see that sleet falling right now across parts of northeast Mississippi and then all snow as you go off to the west. We zoom into parts of Shelby County, and again, it's a mixed bag of sleet and snow, but eventually all of this will turn to snow, and it's really heavy where you see these darker blues in portions of Mississippi, Marks and Batesville as you head along I-55. Getting a good amount of sleet and snow right now. And again, this is going to vary for the next couple of hours. That's the scene right now in Oxford, or in, that's actually in Olive Branch right now. Olive Branch. Okay, so our Olive Branch camera is back up. It was down a little bit earlier, but look at that snowy scene right now in Olive Branch. And we're going to continue to deal with this for the next several hours. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the forecast because there are some changes to the forecast. Let's head over to Brittany Bryant.
We actually just updated our snow totals map. Look, things are fluid here. We were waiting to see how much sleet we got overnight and in into early this morning. And now we know that that sleet is something that's been mixed in across much of the Mid-South, and it still hasn't completely switched over to all snow, as you just heard Spencer say. So this is the newest first alert here of how much just actual snow we're expecting. Up towards Dyersburg, Blytheville, even into Lauderdale County, probably around 7 to 9 inches for those snowfall totals. In those areas, we've seen more snow and less sleet. Now, we're seeing a lot of sleet here in Shelby County, DeSoto County, into eastern Arkansas, down into Tunica and Clarksdale. So lower end 5 to 7 inches of snow. Now, that's still a lot of snow, especially here in the Mid-South. Over towards Oxford, Ripley, Corinth, and Selmer, we're anticipating 3 to 5 inches of snow, and that is snow that lasts through this evening. Winds are whipping around, blowing that snow around, and we have near whiteout conditions with the snow and sleet across much of the Mid-South, including here in Memphis with a wind gust around 25 miles per hour there, around 20 miles per hour in Holly Springs and in Tunica. Winds will be 20 miles per hour or higher all the way through this afternoon. This evening, 17 mile per hour winds. So you probably can even hear those winds gusting outside of your house right now. With the winds in place and actual temperatures in the single digits and teens, we have wind chills below 0. This is very rare for the Mid-South. Feels like 7 below 0 in Memphis right now, 11 below 0 in wind with those actual temperatures, as I mentioned, in the single digits in most areas. So let's look at First Alert Futurecast, playing out the rest of the day. Through noon, we will have snow across the Mid-South. By that point of the day, I'm expecting that line of sleet snow to be pushing east. So if you're in Corinth, where you see that pink color there, you may still have a little bit of sleet mixed in, but the rest of us seeing all snow. That's why those snowfall totals are going to be so high, 7 to 9 inches, as I mentioned, for areas north of I-40, is because the snow lasts on and off. Look at this, all the way through 3 o'clock today. It will still be snowing. This finally comes to an end around 6 or 7 o'clock tonight. There may still be some flurries left over on the backside of this, and with the winds whipping around, it'll look like flurries because it'll be moving that snow around the area. So that snow chance with us through around 3 or 4 o'clock. And then, as I mentioned, as we get later in the night, snow chances dropping down. But look at temperatures today. 12 degrees at noon, 14 at 3 o'clock. But like I said, the wind chill is going to be a lot lower than that. We'll get to 15 degrees if we're lucky today. Now, that's me being generous. And then tonight we drop down to 4 degrees in the Mid-South. If you ever want to look at your current temperatures or your wind chills for the moment, for the rest of the day, use our WMC weather app. If you don't have it, this is a good time to get it. It's a free download. We've also been posting video updates on there all morning long as well. We only hit 18 degrees tomorrow, upper 20s Wednesday and Thursday. A winter storm moving through here starting Wednesday morning, lasting through at least Thursday afternoon, could drop 3 to 4 more inches of snow and sleet. This is not going to melt away until Saturday afternoon. So this is several days where we will be dealing with winter weather in the Mid-South.
All right, we got WMC Action News 5's Camille Connor dealing with this triple threat. You know, not only the snow and the sleet, but also the wind, which is below 0 wind chill temperatures, and the air temperatures. Camille, give us an update.
Yes. Well, it is no joke out here. Okay. We just saw a snowplow go by, and as you can see, it hasn't made that much of a difference on the road right now because, as Spencer and Brittany said, it is really piling up here in Midtown. I'm on Union in between McLean and Cooper right now. Now, we haven't seen anyone go out of control on the road, but that's because, as you can see, people are going slow, which is a really good thing. I'm proud of Memphis for that on this portion of the road. Keep going slow if you have to get on the roads today, because with this ice and snow and ice on top of it, it's going to get slippery on the roadway. Like I said, it's accumulating a lot here. So if you take a look at the ground, you know, we've been in and out of our car, footprints in the snow. Those are completely filled in. And, you know, I actually left this ruler out here. You can barely see it now. It's been out here for maybe an hour, and it is completely covered at this point, and it's going to be even more covered. So I'm going to have to get that in between live shots. But yeah, it is coming down pretty hard. We're having sleet and snow at this point. And it's going to keep happening all day long. So definitely bundle up if you have to step outside. Reporting live, Camille Connor, back to you.
All right, Camille, that's good advice. Wear layers because it is so cold outside, especially with the wind and that wind chill. Again, we've been talking about it. It's below zero. Let's go now downtown, which is typically some of the coldest temperatures you're going to experience in the city of Memphis, downtown Memphis, because of that wind that's there. Ariana Poindexter's live for us. What's it like down there, Ariana?
Well, Andrew, it is cold and it is really coming down. I had to bring the umbrella back out because the snow is really falling. I want to show you what the snow is looking like because it is really picking up. We're starting to see more and more accumulation, and it's very soft snow right in this area. So just to give you guys a better idea of where I am, we've been kind of doing a tour of downtown. So right now I'm in Court Square, beautiful area. Now this truly looks like a winter wonderland. It's gorgeous here. You can see the snow falling in between the trees and the benches. I mean, it looks like something out of a movie. Now, in front of me is 2nd Street, and we have been seeing a few people driving on 2nd Street. Of course, very, very slow. Taking it slow is what we recommend if you do have to be outside, but truly we would not recommend driving if you don't have to. As we were driving from our last location here, the roads weren't too bad. We are in a truck, but again, we are going slow because this snow is really coming down. But again, we are in Court Square, and as I showed you, the snow is really just coming down here. It's very pretty, very soft snow right now, but if you have ever lived in the Northeast or been around areas that snow a lot, you know that once this stops and once it, kind of starts to plow away, it can kind of get icky and dirty and gross. And so let's enjoy this picture perfect winter wonderland while we can. We will, of course, continue to monitor conditions down here in downtown Memphis. But for now, reporting live from Court Square, we're going to send it back to you all in the studio.
All right, Ariana. Well, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Normally, I love to shop, but I would not want to be out there shopping today. Let's go live now to Brandon Richard. Brandon, I say that you are out near one of my favorite spots out in Collierville, a shopping area, and this is just not a day to do anything outside, is it?
Yeah, that's right, Joy. Carriage Crossing is completely empty. Nobody is there right now because of the conditions that you see here. We continue to have sleet falling at a pretty good pace here in Collierville. Behind me, you might be seeing some cars that are about to pass. The visibility has been reduced significantly here because of that sleet. The sleet was coming down so hard a little earlier that I started to get my eyelashes started to freeze because it was coming down that intensely. Most people around here in the Collierville area, they are staying inside. Very few cars on the roadway, and those few cars that we have seen, they are taking it slow for the most part. Even on Highway 385, one of the major roadways here in Memphis, one of the major highways, we've seen cars driving on 385 at a reduced speed. Saw a couple of snow plows earlier, haven't seen them here in the last hour, but we did see a couple of them earlier. And again, check with Collierville Police. They don't have any reports of any accidents, but in Collierville and other parts of the Mid-South, the story right now is this sleet that continues to fall at a pretty good pace. It actually stings. Were I to face this way, it would be stinging. So that's the conditions here in Collierville right now. We're live in Collierville. Brandon Richard, WMC Action News 5.
All right, Brandon, want to head to break in just a little bit here, but before we do that, we want to show you this picture here, this video from John Long in Cordova. Thanks, John, for sharing with us. It sure does look pretty out there. Hey, that's what we got to do. We got to see the bright side of this nasty winter weather. It does look like a winter wonderland out there. It's pretty. It's just not the best to be driving in and to be standing out in, so on and so forth. Our team coverage continues this morning. Make sure you stick with us. We'll be right back.